everybody. I wanted to make sure I did a live stream this week, so I know this is a little late. Thanks to anyone who's staying up for this, but I'm glad I was able to join you. I'm sorry that this stream didn't start when I had said it would, but what happened was the funny story. I was out of batteries. I didn't have any batteries anywhere, and I thought that I did, and I was really nervous that if I couldn't find batteries for my mouse, that I wouldn't be able to stop live streaming if I started. So I was like, I need to get batteries. So I had to rack my brain and think of a place to steal them from within my my space here. So I found them. I have now 85% battery. So I'm very happy I'll be able to operate, and I'll get some this weekend. Just a heads up, because it's Halloween on Sunday. Oh, I'm so glad it's on a weekend. Movie math will have to be on Monday. It might be later in the day on Monday, depending on whether or not there's a big trailer on Monday morning, because, you know, this is Eternals week that's coming up. I haven't heard anything about a Spider-Man No Way Home trailer coming. It might come on Monday, but I think my sources would have maybe heard something. Hey, Vasily. But I think they're trying really hard not to leak. So it could be like a total surprise. Hey, Jack Foster, thanks for joining. Hey, Ethan, thanks for joining. And then there's one other person. Hey, Coordinate89, thank you for becoming a member. Anyone who's a new member gets a shout out when they join. So, Lloyd, I do think Spider-Man should move. I can tell you that the premiere is set, but you can always move a premiere. I think that, yeah, I've also heard, Aaliyah, hey Aaliyah, that I've heard that Morbius trailer is likely coming first, as other people have said. My source feels that's the same. They haven't confirmed that it's going to be a Morbius trailer beforehand, but that's what the smart money's on. So if they don't have a Spider-Man trailer, though, in front of Ghostbusters, I think they're really playing it so that they can move it if they need to. I mean, let's just be honest. I mean, there's no poster even. How is there not even a poster for this movie? You don't have to put any spoilers on the poster. And that Empire magazine article that came out today was just a whole nothing burger of stuff that we already knew and speculation. They're like, maybe all these people are in it. Hey, Nickel, thanks for joining. Some people have been going around saying there's only going to be 5 villains. No way. I mean, the 6th one might not be Rhino, but there's no way that there's not going to be a Sinister 6. I mean, Kevin Feige's involved in this movie, and he would never make such a stupid mistake. Even the Empire magazine was like, maybe it's Venom, and Amy Pascal was like, don't ask me. So I think there's a very good chance it's Venom. Will there be maybe 5 villains up until the final fight? Probably. And then 6 will show up, and the audience will go crazy when they all have one beautiful shot of 6 of them standing in a row against Spider-Man, and everyone goes, everything I ever dreamed of. So, I mean, Kevin Feige's not dumb, so I think everything will be fine. Vasily's like, finally a member. It feels weird to comment. Welcome to the party. And if you're watching and if you're not a member, no worries. Join when you can. Not a problem. Happy birthday, Rashad. All right, so we have 3, I think, pretty good stories today. You know, sometimes I do an Ask Me Anything if not too much is happening. But, you know, today I know you guys appreciate when there's actual stories. So today I wanted to do this. So you guys are just the best. Okay. It could be Mysterio, Ivan. You know, it could be Mysterio. I mean, I think they'll be really cool. I think you're going to have 6. I think the Jake Gyllenhaal's answer to whether or not he's in Spider-Man No Way Home is the best one that I've seen, where he goes, you know, I feel like the fans don't want to know for sure. And I was like, that's a great answer. So Jake Gyllenhaal continues to be a boss guy. Love him. All right, everybody. You guys are so sweet. Remind me to do call outs at the end of the video. Okay. So at the end of the video, I'll do call outs so we can chat. All right. Aaliyah, Venom might be like a villain, he doesn't realize he's a villain. He might be like, yeah, let's get that guy. And then be like, wait a minute. So it should be fine. All right. So story number 1. Boop. There we go. Boop. All right. I booped and I was like, where's the red box? All right. So Firefly is coming to HBO Max. And I hope that it's better quality Then Doom Patrol. Hey, Goliath. Goliath Productions. I don't know if that's your name or not. I've been a little frustrated that DC's, marvelous consistent quality across the board with no matter what medium that they're in, they're everywhere. Everything is the same level of quality. It all feels like it's from the same place, the same world. But, the DC stuff, you've got the CW stuff. You've got the stuff that's a little bit better, but not too much, I'm afraid, on HBO Max right now. I stopped watching both Doom Patrol and Titans. I just couldn't take it anymore. And then they have the movies, which themselves are up and down all over the place in terms of quality. So it's, oh, by the way, Jason Momoa got COVID, so they had to put Aquaman on hold. So I hope he feels better. He's an awesome guy. He really throws himself into his work. He has to have eye surgery, and now he has eye surgery and COVID. Wow, I feel very bad for him. So I'm a little nervous as to how this HBO Max Batgirl movie is going to turn out. I think the talent on it is pretty strong, but we've been surprised before. So I think we're going to keep our expectations a little low, so we're pleasantly surprised, right? Rather than bitterly disappointed. So Brendan Fraser's in a little bit of a comeback, kind of. So he's on Doom Patrol, where he does a very good job as the voice of that, Clint, the robot. He had a very small role in No Sudden Move, the Steven Soderbergh movie, which was also on HBO Max. He was in Trust as the bodyguard or, hatchet guy for Donald Sutherland. He was pretty good there. And then he's also in the upcoming, Killers of the Flower Moon, which is the new Scorsese, Leonardo DiCaprio, Robert De Niro movie. So that's fantastic. Now, of course, back in the day, he was a very different type of actor. He was a leading man. He was George of the Jungle. He was, as one of you pointed out, in the Mummy movies. So Brendan Fraser, really, really successful guy, huge movie star until he wasn't. Hollywood's a tough business. And as you can see, he's had a little bit of a tough time. He looks a little different, but that's fine. Now it's time for him to be a character actor and to play the villain, which is what he'll be doing in the Batgirl HBO Max movie. Oh yeah, he was in Dudley Do-Right, Mandela Butterfly, and Bedazzled. He did some really great movies. Although Dudley Do-Right was not a good movie, although it has one of my favorite jokes. And that's when he and Alfred Molina do a sleeve check for who's wearing black and who's wearing navy blue. Hilarious to anyone who likes to wear a lot of black. Lloyd says, did health impact his roles? I know he had a difficult personal time too. He got divorced. I think it's impossible to know, So anyway, so Brendan Fraser, he's going to be the villain in this Batgirl HBO Max movie and has pretty good talent. Christina Hodson's writing it, though. And with all due respect to Christina Hodson, who knows what she's like as a person? But I think as a comic book screenwriter, at least for DC, she really doesn't care about the source material. So I think after Birds of Prey, I'm very nervous for what her Batgirl is going to look like. And it's weird to me that she was written out of Birds of Prey, the character of Batgirl, and now the same writer, although I don't know if it was Christina Hodson's idea, is now going to write the Batgirl movie. I'm kind of nervous about it. It has great directors, though. Adil Al-Abi and Bilal Fallah, who directed Bad Boys for Life, the last Bad Boys movie, which was excellent. They're directing it, so I'm very happy about that. And they were at DC Fandom with Leslie Grace, who has, of course, been cast as the new Barbara Gordon. I'm excited for Leslie Grace. I think she's going to do, hopefully, a great job. I think she has a good look. I think she has a Barbara Gordon kind of vibe. I'm a little nervous that In the Heights did so poorly, but she did get really good reviews, and she was good in the movie, to be honest with you. I thought she did a nice job. Natalie Holt's doing the score, who did Loki, so we know it's going to have amazing music. And I also have heard from my sources that it's going to have very comics accurate costumes. So she could very much have the red hair. She said at DC Fandom she was going to have red hair and the cowl, right? So she's going to look pretty great. I think she should look pretty great. I wonder what color they're going to go with. If she'll have the bright yellow. I'm sure she'll probably have the bright yellow, but will she go with blue or purple? There are a lot of different versions of the character. But I'm excited to see it. I heard it's going to be very comics accurate. The movie will co-star J.K. Simmons, returning as Commissioner Gordon, a role he never really got to play. That's crazy. He's a great Commissioner Gordon, in my opinion. But, I mean, I'm like, aren't we supporting Jeffrey Wright? I think these different versions of the same character is tough. Jacob Scipio, who was actually in Bad Boys for Life as the villain, he was fantastic. He was so good in that movie. I loved him. I was like, who's this guy? He's going to be here. I hear he's playing a firefighter, which makes perfect sense if they're going to take on Firefly, who I really have only known from the animated series. They dragged that guy out of nowhere. I've never read a comic book with Firefly in it. I'm sure he's appeared at some places, but he's not a very well-known character in the comics, which I guess is kind of good because they can do stuff with him. He was in the animated series. They, of course, had a female Firefly on the Gotham television show. So there's stuff to do. I'll be curious. You know, he's supposed to fly. Brendan Fraser's a little big to be, I think, a viable aerodynamic villain who's going to fly through the air. But the only problem, hey, Quentin Smith, but at the end of the day, he just has to be a firebug, right? Oh, that's pretty funny, actually, now that I think about it. Oh, Firefly is in the Arkham games, Barbie? Well, that's interesting. Erwin pointed that as well in Sherlock. So, of course, people love the... Oh, yeah, that's right. He was in Batgirl Year One, Brett. He was in Batgirl Year One, the comic. Batgirl Year One is a phenomenal comic, but Firefly didn't make an impression on me at all because I read it and I just said I've never read a comic book with Firefly in it. That was really great. If you want to read a good comic, read the Batgirl Year One. That was really, really good. But I'll be curious to see how this works out. He's certainly an amazing actor. Brendan Fraser is a really personable guy. I'm very excited to see what they decide to do. Again, the only thing I'm really nervous about is Christina Hodson, and she's the writer. So that's a big problem. But hey, you know what? Nothing would make me happier than for her to totally absolve herself of Birds of Prey by delivering a phenomenal movie here. And it looks like the directors really care about being, I like your enthusiasm, Quentin. I think the directors really, really care about, you know, doing something that the fans will like. Lloyd asked what Firefly's powers are. He doesn't have any powers, at least not the versions I've seen of him. He is a firebug. He likes to start fires. He's a really good arsonist, as Ari just said. He knows, you know, how to make something go up fast, how to light a fire effectively, and he usually carries a flamethrower on his back. So he's a pyromaniac. You know, he's like an old school, lower level Batman villain, but certainly very, very visual. So they could do some great visuals there. So that's good for the directors. So what do you guys think? I mean, I think we need to see they had like some concept art, but they were like, yes, it would look like Batgirl ideally. And I'm like, we've seen concept art before. It's like what you ordered and what you got in the mail. So I need to actually see how it looks. That's right, Dan. Will he have the burned skin? He's like, Brendan Fraser's like, can't I just be in a show or a movie? Do I have to constantly be under all this makeup? But I'm very happy for him. I think it should turn out great, hopefully. I mean, it would be really hard for Brendan Fraser not to do a good job, in my opinion. I mean, I think the worst case scenario is that everybody in this does a great job and it probably looks pretty good. Maybe it's poorly written. But, you know, it'll still be ahead of Birds of Prey in that regard. So although I do think the actors did a good job. You know, that's funny. It was all a stylistic problem and a script problem. I mean, I thought everyone was very talented in Birds of Prey. They just made every single wrong choice they could. So I hope that doesn't happen again. Oh, scary stuff. All right, so that's the first story of the day. All right, second story of the day. Hold on. Boop. All right, we have our Ken and Barbie. Margot Robbie, who is becoming a fixture over at Warner Brothers and has a very full dance card. So full, she's a little like Jennifer Lawrence in that neither one of them could possibly make all the movies they're attached to. So I think sometimes people do that. That's funny, Dallas. Barbie boop. Sometimes actors will sign up for a ton of projects and see which ones move forward. I mean, look at poor Catherine Hahn. Thank goodness she has the Agnes show because that Joan Rivers show fell through. So, I think it's interesting to do that. So Margot Robbie, this looks like it's moving forward though, because Warner Brothers really wanted Ryan Gosling. They said, Ryan, you're our only choice. And he was like, I don't want to do it. And they said, please, we don't want anyone else. We won't make it if it's not with you, which I'm sure wasn't true. But that's basically the way they said it to him. And he was like, all right. So hooray. I think, at first, when I saw this casting news, well, first let's talk about who's all right, let's talk about the project, and then I'll give you my thoughts on it, all right? So Noah Baumbach and Greta Gerwig are, of course, a film couple. I don't think they're actually married, but, they're they're both writer-directors. She, of course, has been an actress in the past, although now she's moved largely behind the camera. And they came off a really good year a couple of years ago. She had Little Women, he had Marriage Story. That's pretty awesome. So now their powers are combining. They're kind of like intellectual film Barbie and Ken, come to think of it. They should be Barbie and Ken. I would love that. And Greta Gerwig did such a good job with Little Women. I kind of feel this is going to be awesome. I mean, I didn't even like Little Women. I've never read the book, but every movie I've seen about it in the past, I've been like, ugh. But I thought Little Women, she made it just so phenomenal. I was like, she's a genius. So I feel pretty good about this. Then I also have heard from a source that they're close to casting some other very high caliber Oscar actors or Oscar nominated actors in the movie. And my source said, Little Women, hint, hint, nudge, nudge. And I'm like, who else could it be? And I was wondering if Florence Pugh might join this, maybe as like Midge. Oh, that would be funny. Oh, that would be interesting. So yeah, so we'll see who they sign. I think that Ryan Gosling and Margot Robbie is a pretty darn good package. So I'll be curious to see who else signs up to be in this. That's right, CH. You had the same thought. I feel like, Barbie and Midge are, Midge is the sister, right? Isn't that Midge? Or Skipper? Oh yeah, Skipper, I think. Saoirse Ronan, I don't know. Meryl Streep. Maybe Meryl Streep. It could be one of them. You never know. I mean, I just heard it was someone who was like in Little Women. So anyone from that cast. But yeah, I think Midge is Barbie's friend and Skipper is her sister. Yeah, so Skipper. So, someone could be Skipper. That could be interesting. That's right, Emma Watson maybe, although she's not a particularly strong actress these days. I think Kelly is the little sister, T.J. Williams. I'm enjoying us talking. Just like we talk about comics, we'll have really, really strong Barbie conversations. No, listen, you got to understand. It's Barbie, Skipper, and then Kelly. Thank you very much. And Midge is the best friend. And then there's Ken. That's really funny. All right, so this is the Barbie mythology. So when I saw that, oh yeah, Laura Dern. Laura Dern would actually be pretty good in a Barbie movie. All right, so anyway, when I saw that Ryan Gosling was cast as Ken, I thought that was hilarious. I was like, that's going to be funny. Because I was thinking of Toy Story Ken, and I think Ryan Gosling, as we all know from Saturday Night Live, is very, very funny. But then when I thought about him and Margot Robbie, I don't know about that combination. And, one of you pointed out that I actually said that Margot Robbie was in danger of becoming the female Ryan Gosling at the box office. Lots of publicity, lots of praise, but for some reason nobody ever goes to see the movie. And to double down on that is pretty crazy. And, Ryan Gosling in the past has been very well paired with Emma Stone, who I actually think would have made a better Barbie, although, of course, now she's Cruella. Hey, Corey Schmidt. I feel that Margot Robbie encapsulates what maybe a guy would think of Barbie, but not what a woman or a girl thinks of Barbie. And so I don't think Margot Robbie actually is well cast here. I like, Margot Robbie a lot. I think she's very talented. But I think she might be wrong for this part, especially because when you think about it, who really wants to hear the problems of Ryan Gosling and Margot Robbie, even if it's supposed to be a joke, right? I don't know. I just don't know. I think that also, what are you going to be saying about Barbie? As many of you have already said, this needs some diversity. And how are you going to make sure that diversity is organic and something that people are excited about? Right now, a movie about Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling playing Barbie and Ken, when I have to tell you, I don't think Barbie and Ken are that popular anymore. I'm a little nervous as to how big the audience for that really is. Like, who's going to show up to see that? Hey, Juan. And like, if they're really hot, what children are going to go and see it, right? And if they're not hot, what adults are going to go and see it? So I feel like that's a problem. Stephen Turner says, blonde hair, blue eye, the movies. Yeah, I think that's a little bit of a problem. I know that a lot of you are saying you like the casting, and that's great. Maybe it'll turn out awesome. But I think you're not thinking about it from a business perspective. And I think that you have to really think about, would you go and see Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling in a movie together? I'm not sure. So let's see. So we'll see what happens, but I think that they're doing the best job they possibly can. Will says that Barbie sales grossed $1.35 billion, up from $1.16. That's awesome. I think Barbie's been watered down significantly from her heydays. I think she was really, really good up until like the 90s. And I think recently, people don't play with toys as much. And I think they've taken out a lot of the personality of Barbie. I think I like to always check and see what's going on with Barbie. And I got pretty upset when I saw that Barbie was, they have career Barbie. And Barbie was like, they were like, this is baby doctor Barbie. And I'm like, that's not what it's called. It's a pediatrician if it's for children. I'm like, come on, teach the proper terminology. And only for babies? Once they become not as cute, Barbie's like, see ya. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I have a lot of problems, and I think Barbie's problem, one of the reasons that Barbie ran into trouble is a lot of people had a lot of opinions about Barbie, if you might recall. Hey, Higher and Higher 94. That's an interesting name. People had a lot of problems with Barbie. Enchanted, who just wrote that? CH says like Enchanted. Enchanted is an excellent comparison. And on that note, I would say that Amy Adams back in the day would have been an excellent Barbie. She would have been an excellent Barbie. She would have been Barbie, for sure. I don't really know. I think Anya Taylor-Joy would be a better Barbie. I think Thomasin McKenzie, who's also in that in Last Night in Soho, would also be a better Barbie. So this is interesting to me. I'm really curious to see what this looks like. All right, so that's the second story of the day. Good luck, Ryan Gosling and Margot Robbie. I mean, I'll see it, but I'm curious as to how many other people will go. Royal Edenian says Reese Witherspoon was literally Barbie and Legally Blonde. She was very much like that. And I think that Reese Witherspoon also has a more accessibility than Margot Robbie. Margot Robbie is, I think, very good in the right role, but I think you can see with her lack of success as Harley Quinn that it's tough. I think you need someone who's appealing to men and women. And I think a bombshell actress is not always that. Like, for instance, think about how many problems Nicole Kidman had in the middle of her career. Like, now that she's older, everybody wants to hire Nicole Kidman. But Nicole Kidman, like, for a while there, she was really struggling. And then everybody felt bad for her when Tom Cruise dumped her right on the line. When they hit that 10-year anniversary and the prenup, it was going to have a problem, he filed for divorce. And everyone felt really bad for her. She also had two great movies back-to-back, Moulin Rouge and The Others. The Others, which Tom Cruise actually produced as a parting gift. He was like, see ya, thanks for playing. All right. And I also feel all the actresses that we mentioned probably would have been better Harley Quinn choices. I think Emma Stone would have been a great Harley Quinn. All right. So, and she was in Cruella. All right. Although I think Cruella is actually the Joker, which is pretty cool. All right, so that's story number 2. Story number 3, boom, baby. Let's talk about IMAX. All right, so IMAX announced that it had a fantastic last quarter, and it made $142 million in global sales just for the last quarter. And that's up 100% from last year, obviously because there was a pandemic. But that's excellent. Zendaya would be a great Barbie. She would be a fabulous Barbie. She has the right qualities. You need someone like an Emma Stone or a Zendaya. And Zendaya is actually very Emma Stone-like now that I think about it. Fascinating. All right, so anyway. IMAX, also I wanted to point out that as I said in Movie Math, the number one theater in the country for Dune this past weekend was AMC Lincoln Square at 68th Street. which has the proper IMAX. So that was like the biggest theater, the biggest generating theater in the entire country. That's incredible. I mean, the whole 13-plex, but the bulk of that money was coming from there. They have a twofer there. They have an IMAX and a Dolby. So very, very strong. So yes, Vasily, thank you for pointing that out. As I say, the future of theaters is premium screens. And so I think what they need to do is they need to build more premium screens. Where are these premium screens? The fact that I only know of one proper IMAX, and that's at 68th and Broadway. Does anybody else know of a really good IMAX screen it should feel like it's like 5 or 6 stories tall? Does anyone have something like that around them? Like when they showed us Eternals on 42nd Street, they were like, oh, it's an IMAX. It wasn't an IMAX. It was like on a nice screen, but it wasn't that big. Joshua, that's not a proper IMAX in Times Square. Paul, I'm glad you seem to have one. Lisa, the planetarium would have a good IMAX. Andre says there's a good one in Austin, the Bob Bullock IMAX. Some of you seem to have one. See, Brian says the Boston Museum of Science. That's awesome. Royal Edian says there's a 7-story tall IMAX at the Minnesota Zoo. Does it play movies? And it's true. If you go to see an IMAX movie, you have to sit like in the back 3 or 4 rows. I don't know how people sit lower down. For Suicide Squad, I saw the 68th Street IMAX because of COVID. We all spaced out and I had to sit a little lower, but I sat on the side. So that wasn't so bad, actually. I mean, I think you could even sit down towards the middle, but I prefer sitting towards the back. But hey, Mark Chapman, thanks for joining. But you need a proper IMAX, but they don't have nearly enough of these screens, which I think clearly is how people want to see these movies. So they need to build more IMAX screens and more Dolby screens. And I don't know why they're not doing it. Maybe because the box office isn't totally back, but I think this is what they should be doing. I think premium screens, as I said, are the future, and I think this just further proves it. So what do you guys, who here sees movies on premium screens when you can? Murdoch says, if it's not IMAX, I'd rather stay home. They should use that as the slogan. Hey, Dusty Caldwell. Madeline says, those chairs don't recline. Why do you do the premium? Troy, I like the way you used the emojis there. That was excellent. Lloyd says, IMAX and Dolby. Agreed. I try to go for premium if I can. Michael says, I love the Dolby Atmos Ultra screen at my theater. An Ultra screen? Don't you love the way when you enter a Dolby theater and they have they theme it with the screens and they have like cool stuff so you really feel like you're getting into the movie? That's pretty nice. Although I do like the way the IMAX starts with the pre-roll, with the countdown. That's so great. All right, so those are the 3 stories of the day. We'll do 10 minutes of Ask Me Anything, and then we'll do shout-outs. So it's 6:53. Well, let's go to 7, and then I'll do some shout-outs. It's getting pretty late. Sufjan says, do you think Timothy and or Rebecca could get Oscar nominated? I do not. No way. I don't think that they will get nominated at all. For Dune? No. Let's see here. Ethan says, any news on Billy and Tommy for Marvel? I told you that they would age up by the end of Doctor Strange 2, but I don't know if they've cast anyone. I mean, they must have. They've shot the movie, but I don't know who they've cast. Sith Rodriguez says, what are your plans for Halloween? You know, Sith Rodriguez, I see you all the time in comments and stuff, but it's fun to see your avatar. It's perfect. It is a Sith. It's Darth Vader. I'm going to watch Halloween Kills with some family members. So I'm going to see it again. I told them it was disturbing, and they said that's exactly what we want. We're going to watch it on Peacock. Timothy Chalamet, Barbie, would be an excellent Wiccan, a.k.a. Billy. He would be perfect. Brian Hall says, any thoughts on movies that should never be remade? Heck yeah. Home Alone. I don't think they should remake classics. I think people should watch these classic films. Carlos, I agree. Theaters should have a better cleaning service. It's appalling. let's see here. Ari says Mrs. Doubtfire should never be remade. Agree. Sufjan, I am not watching Young Justice Season 4. Hey, Randy. And I'm not watching Lock and Key Season 2. I'm stuck in Sopranos world, but I just got my Cowboy Bebop screeners, and I have to start watching that this coming week. So I'm going to watch that. And I have the Arcane screeners. So I got a lot of screeners I got to start watching. Ethan, I haven't heard anything about The Little Mermaid recently, but it's very far away now. It's not until 2023, so it's going to be a while. Hey, Mauricio de los Santos, thank you for joining. Madeline says, what are your thoughts so far on Succession? I love Succession. I can kind of tell that they're writing for COVID rules, where they're like, let's have lots of conversations in rooms with very few people joining us because we have to vet everybody for COVID. So I think that's kind of funny. And I think it hurts the show a little bit. I'm like, stop having all these conversations in rooms. I want you guys to do stuff. And I am totally a Jerry Roman stan. I'm very excited for Kieran Culkin to be on Saturday Night Live next weekend, not this coming weekend, but I think he'll do a great job. Wildly uneven on Saturday Night Live. I thought that Rami Malek's episode was phenomenal, but I thought that Jason Sudeikis was so bad. Some people liked it though. So, you know. Quentin Smith, I'm not going to make a video on the Empire, Spider-Man Empire article because I read it this morning. As soon as I got up, I went and I got I bought it on the app and I was like, let's see what's happening here. And there's nothing. There was absolutely nothing in that article. So and there wasn't anything in the pictures. Nothing. So it was crazy. I was going to tweet about it, but I feel like there are enough problems for Marvel right now. So let them deal with Eternals. I'm sure they're shocked. We're going to talk about the Eternals Rotten Tomatoes score on Movie Math on Sunday. CH, I'm not sure when the next watch-along is, but we'll definitely be doing watch-alongs for... It's going to get crazy. When Hawkeye starts up, we'll be doing watch-alongs at 3 a.m. And I don't know if I'm going to do... I'll probably do it. Yeah, I'll probably do Star Wars watch-alongs too. I'm not going to get up at 2 a.m. in the morning forever. Why, Disney? Why? Why do it? But, you know, I experimented with getting up and doing... hey, Jim X Mafia. I experimented with doing What If, you know, just in the morning, and it does not work out. Other stuff comes up. You know, the good thing about something debuting at 3 in the morning is that you have a good chunk of time to cover it. And if I start covering things like just when they drop, I can get it up by 10 or 12 that day. And think about how long that takes. It takes me still 7 or 8 hours to cover it. So, yeah. I just got to do it. I just got to do it. It's like doing Movie Math on Sunday. Am I doing this or not? And if I am, I got to do it properly. Jack Foster says, any Hawkeye tea? Oh, I told you that Florence Pugh has a pretty big role in the final episode, for sure. That's right, Sam. I can do it. I could tell you were doing, what's his name? It's from Billy Madison, right? I forgot the actor's and comedian's name. Dallas, what comics did I buy this week? Hold on. I love Comixology Unlimited. It's so great. All right, let me see my books. All right, what did I buy? Well, I borrowed Betty and Veronica like I do every week. That's why I got Comixology Unlimited. I was like, wow, it would be cheaper for me to have Comixology Unlimited than to buy these classic comics every week. And then I got all this other great stuff. All right, so I bought I read the Batman, the new Long Halloween story. It was pretty darn good. I highly recommend that. I'm reading Once and Future from Boom Studios. I got the new DC Vampires. I got Task Force Z. I got the new Robin. I got Detective Comics. I didn't even know Inferno was a thing for the X-Men, and I was like, oops, went back and bought the first issue and the second issue. And what else? I bought Daredevil, but I'm a little behind on it. That's what I've been buying. Very little Marvel. I don't buy as many comics as I used to. All right, it's 7 o'clock. Time for shout-outs. So I will do a couple of shout-outs. Hey, Bryce. Let's see here. What did Kumail Nanjiani tweet? Let me see. And then I'm doing shout-outs. No more questions. But let me see what he said. I'm surprised so many people don't realize that he took steroids. He just said nice stuff. Doesn't seem like he said anything to me being nice. Okay. Mika, we're into the shout-outs. Hey, Benjamin W., thanks for joining. Lloyd Lester says he's having red wine and Beyond. And is that Beyond the Trailer or something with BBT? Brett Crandall says heading out to a friend's show in Queens. Tell him to break a leg. Madeline is sitting by the fire with her cat. I love cats. Fidel is going to the gym in rainy Memphis. Dancing Dog 60 is eating Chinese food in Boston. Smart Girl, that's a great name, is going to make dinner. Oh, Lloyd did mean BTT. Awesome. Uther says hello from Mexico. Hey, Uther. Way Harris, thanks for joining. I like your picture. You look great. Michael Juris is working. Ari passed his driving test today. Congratulations. Let's see here. Elliot is watching from home, getting ready to watch Singing in the Rain again for my film analysis class. Great movie. That's going to be a great paper. Mandela Butterfly is at work in Florida. Ace Wingate, I will definitely review King Richard. For sure. That movie looks so good to me. Charlie Henderson just ate 3 packets of crisps. Oh, no. That's hilarious, Charlie. I like your oh, no. It's Thursday. Emily Jackson is chilling at home with her dogs in Utah. Phil Silly says, hi, I'm watching from Melbourne, Australia. Longtime fan since 2013, studying for my senior year exams and applying for film school. Your videos are so comforting during this stressful time. I'm glad you can talk to us now, Vasily. And good luck or break a leg with your film school applications. Sabian says, watching you in my astronomy class. Well, we are talking about stars, Sabian. So if anybody says anything, you can say that. Storm King says, updating their resume in the library. Fingers crossed for you. Let's see here. Steven says, I'm in Brooklyn getting ready for my... I want to see your Cruella costume. I hope you tweet a picture of it. Carlos Munoz says, eating shrimp tacos. Those are the best tacos. Tabitha Play says, wish me luck having oral surgery tomorrow morning. Good luck, Tabitha. All our well wishes are with you. And that means you can have a whole weekend to recover. Christiana Blue says, hi, Grace, watching and making turkey burgers for dinner. Delicious. Let's see here. Juan says, coming for class, failed my exams as a boss. Well, hey, if you're going to go out strong, right? You guys are so sweet to tell Tabitha good luck with her surgery. Rashad says, currently in the shower, enjoying my birthday with this live stream. Rashad, your ability to multitask is impressive. Let's see here. Given by Gabriel says we need The Mummy 4. I'd watch that, sure. I'll do a few more shout-outs. Jack Foster says hello from Canada. Hello. Let's see here. XIX Argus wants a taco. Let's see here. Mikey Bray, Yorkshire, UK, in bed ready for a long day at work tomorrow. That's true, but it's Friday. Thanks for staying up. I'm glad you were able to join in. And then Alwatch says eating 2 crab cakes, and I just told my friend who moved to New York to check out that IMAX screen that you said. It's my pleasure. I'm glad I could turn them on to it. And Alwatch, when you come and visit them, now you'll know where to say you want to go. Hey, Jimmy Antoine in Detroit. And I'll do just one more. Coordinate 89 says watching from Pine Bluff, Arkansas. I love talking to you guys. I'm glad I did this. All right. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful Halloween, everybody. Videos will return on Monday, and we're going to have quite the week with all that Eternal stuff. Okay? Bye, everybody. Bye. Bye, everybody. Oh, Mikey Bray, you work weekends. No, but I'm sure you'll have a great time. Okay, bye, everybody. Bye.